Welcome to your astrology and spirituality overview for Sunday, the 28th of February, the very last day of this month. What is happening for our astrology today?
Oh, thank you so much, Elisa. Well, of course, we had the full moon in the sign of Virgo yesterday. So today the moon is in Virgo for most of the day, but it is forging at one point a grand Earth trine. Now, Mars and Pluto, the two co-rulers of the sign of Scorpio, remain in a really great alliance, and they will do so through to the end of Tuesday. But the moon comes in to join them, so we have a trio of influences around about 120 degrees apart, all pushing that Earth triplicity, which is about productivity, seeing physical results, tangible results, because we have the moon in the precise sign of Virgo, we have Pluto in the business-like sign of Capricorn, and we have Mars in the sign of desire and enjoying the good things of life in the sign of Taurus. So that Earth triplicity can see us engage with the Earth today. You know, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and the weather's a little bit milder as it has been in Britain, I think a lot of people will be going out for walks, getting into nature, perhaps even clearing their gardens, and really starting to enjoy the sense that a renewal is coming, which obviously will be signalled in a really big way on the back of the vernal equinox on the 20th of March. But this influence today is a great time to perhaps upcycle, find a way, because Pluto is very much to do with regeneration, and the moon is our home. So if there are physical items in the home, Mars, that perhaps we could take and paint, or find some way to make them a bit funkier, or have a decluttering session, a tidy up, sell stuff on that famous listing site. These will be good things to do to embrace this grand Earth trine energy. What cards have you chosen today, Elisa?
Today we're using the energy oracle cards, so let's see what energy surrounding that very earthy astrology that we have going on. Oh, the word on this card is community. This really reminds me of the Three of Cups card from Tarot. It's very, very similar with a similar message. So we're talking about working maybe collectively with other people to make something happen. So I think this could be sort of like a communal garden, for example. You know, people taking more interest in
We do have
like
a couple
that.
of community gardens immediately around here.
Yeah.
And I've gone on Sundays and, you know, and hoed out the weeds and stuff.
Aww.
Yeah.
I do think it's more about that very localized type of thing going on. I think particularly with COVID, you know, some places still can't venture very far out of their, you know, radius, if you like.
We have a WhatsApp group in the street, and we also have Christmas lights up, and the decision was made collectively on WhatsApp this week. No, we're going to keep them on until the spring equinox. We're not going to turn them off at the end of February. It was extended anyway because of the lockdown, and people wanted to keep a little bit of that Christmas spirit. And in fact, the BBC came down to film the residents of Castlefields, where we live, actually taking part in community carols. And, you know, this was all part of what they saw as the interaction through COVID. But in fact, it's a very, very strong community spirit around here anyway.
Yeah,
but,
so I think it is about getting into that. And, you know, for some of us, we might not feel we live in a place where we have that community spirit. For some of us, we may feel like we're not quite part of that community spirit.
But we have a community with this channel.
Yes.
And people can have a community through social media. That's one of its absolute upsides.
Yeah,
or if you have a shared
interest,
if you have a shared interest, whether it's about applique or about felting or about painting or about modelling, there are people that we can link through social media to help us get through the isolation of this crisis.
I absolutely love it. I think I mentioned before that I used to volunteer at this butterfly sanctuary, and when I did that I joined a few butterfly groups, you know, just to learn a bit, and I'm still part of them, and sometimes it pops up on my social media and it's like people saying, oh, can you identify this caterpillar? Or it's just
brilliant,
really
isn't
nice,
it? That's
you know?
absolutely
There's
lovely.
something for everybody's interest. So let's get a bit more involved and be a bit more vocal in the groups that we're in, perhaps.
That's fantastic.
Today.
Well, have a wonderful Sunday, and the last day of this month, preparing for the new start of March tomorrow. And from both Elisa and I, it is
Goodbye from me.
and it's goodbye from us. Goodbye.